Hello students, welcome to your social studies class. Today after the exam we will start a new chapter from lesson from civics chapter 3, our parliament or union legislature. So in this chapter we will study about how many types of democratic governments are there. Democratic governments can be divided into two types: parliamentary form of government and presidential form of government. So, first of all, we will know that what is parliamentary form of government. In a parliamentary form of government, the parliament is the supreme, and it represents the people of that country. The legislature in the center is called the parliament. So the legislature in the center or in the union is called the parliament or the Sansad. For example, India has a parliamentary form of government. What is the features of this parliamentary form of government? In this system, the Prime Minister is the real head of the government. There is president also, but the real head is the Prime Minister. He or she is the leader of the majority party in the parliament. So in the parliament, the majority party leader will be the Prime Minister. And you have studied about what is majority party, what is minority party. So in an election, the party which wins the election with a maximum of vote is the majority party, and it is actually invited to form the government in that particular state or in that particular country. Okay, so the Prime Minister is the head of the parliament, and he works along with his ministers of council, and as a leader of the majority party he chooses his council of minister. Okay, and whereas president is the nominal head, that is the in India, presidents in parliamentary form of government, the election of president is not direct. People do not directly elect the president. It is done indirectly. The process of election of prime minister is done indirectly. Okay. So the executive or the council of minister is a part of the legislature because they are also the member of the parliament. All of them are members of the parliament. Okay, that means they are all MPs. They have win the election and came to the parliament as a member. In this way, there is proper coordination between the legislature and the executive. That is why there is a coordination. Coordination means they have a sync with them and they work together in this form. The parliament has full control over the government. That means if the loses, if the running the party which is ruling loses somehow in the parliament, loses its majority in the parliament, the government has to be resigned and a new government has to be elected in its place. So this is about the parliamentary form of government. Now there is another type of government, which is presidential form of government. As the name you can see, in this system the president is both the real and the nominal head of the state. There is no prime minister in the presidential form of government. The president is actually directly elected by the people of his country. He is not responsible to the legislature. He is not responsible to the legislature. It's a bit different from parliamentary form of government. That is, the executive is not a part of the legislature. In parliamentary form of government, executive is a part of legislature, but he's in presidential form of government, executive is not a part of legislature. Okay, the parliament has no control over the president because she cannot easily be removed during his hard tenure. United States of America is an example of presidential form of government. You see that whenever USA president elections are going on. You can see that how they elect and their president. So we have discussed about parliamentary form of government and presidential form of government. So now we will discuss about need for a parliamentary form of government. Why do we in India we needed a parliamentary form of government? You all know that India was under British rule for a long period of time, and people did not agree with many of the government's decisions, but they had to follow them. So during British rule, we have to follow many things which we don't like, but we are fearful of the government, so that's why we follow. But if they tried to criticize the decision, they face grave consequences. If the people of India under the British rule tried to criticize or not follow the decision, they have to be follow the circumstances which are not good. The nationalist freedom movement changed this situation. Nationalist freedom movement means the people who are against the British and wanted total freedom from British for India. The nationalists began to criticize the British government. They started to criticize the British government's policies. They felt that the government had too sensitive to people's need and demands. As you have studying the British government policies, that the British were more interested in their benefit. Their policies were based on the profit of the British, not the people's concern. They do not have concern about the people. So they demanded, the nationalists of India at that time demanded that the government should be more sensitive towards the needs and what are the demands of the people, what are the needs of the people towards this. That is why they supported the idea that all adults have to be given the right to vote. This was the first thing which they demanded, that everyone should have the right to vote in formation of the government. So there are many points regarding why India chose a parliamentary form of government. We will discuss it in the next class. There are many things because we are used to it, because we have a long experience of having this kind of government, because British also follow the parliamentary type of government. So there are many things which we will discuss in the next class, and we will also discuss about the parliament, the composition of the parliament in the next class. Okay, so see you in the next class.